Page 12, the left hand. We have two short pieces on this page, Frère Jacques and Au Clair de la Lune. This is for the left hand. We already did these pieces in the previous video in the right hand. Now we're going to cover it in the left hand. So I want to talk about this notation, this music stuff, these symbols going on here. They talk about them up above. You can read that and have fun with that. I like to look at the actual music and talk about it in the music. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, you already know about the two staves. Generally speaking, the right hand will cover the top staff, left hand the bottom. Doesn't have to be that way, but generally it is. And they're telling you on these pieces the left hand's going to play it. The notes are in the bottom staff. Now notice at the beginning of this that both staves have that there's no treble clef. There's no fancy curly Q. There's no G clef, as I call it. This clef is that funky looking thing with the two dots. It's called a bass clef. It's also called an F clef because it points out where the F is on the staff. And that is the line between the two dots is an F. Well, if you know where the F is, you can figure out where any of the other notes are. And that's the point. So it's like here at the beginning, an F is the next to the top line. So if I take the space down under that, and by the way, the F is below middle C here, down here. Okay. If I take the space under that line, it's an E. If I take the line under that, which is the middle line, that's a D. I knew that. That's a D. Now if I take the space under that, it's a C. And that's where the first note is. It's a C. It's this C on the keyboard. It's the C below middle C. So anytime you see a note on this space, the next to the bottom space, it's going to be this note on the keyboard. There's always exceptions. Don't worry about the exceptions. Just go with this for now. So we can figure out all these notes based on that because the next note is the line right above it, so it's going to be the next note up, a D. And the next note is the space right above that, so it's going to be an E. We got that. Go over to the third measure. It starts with that E, that space we were on. Then it goes up to the F line. Remember the F line? I talked about it. And then the half note, the empty note with the stem, that's in the space right above the line, so that goes up a key, that's a G. It's all the notes. So those are the notes we're going to be using. And you already know about the finger numbers. Now for the bottom line, they put the finger numbers under the staff. Remember the top line, they would put the finger numbers above, bottom under, and I wish they wouldn't do that. All they need to do is give you the first finger number, and that's it. In this case, they're telling you to put your fifth finger on that C. Well, your little finger's the fifth one because the thumb's first. So fifth here. Then you just put your other fingers on the notes, or the keys next to it. That's your hand position. The idea is you play the notes and whatever finger happens to be on that key is the finger you use. So again, I encourage you, don't read the finger numbers. Read the notes. Learn the notes. Memorize the notes. Now also notice they put in the phrases. Now this time they put a phrase on every measure. I got problems with that, but they're only doing it so you get some experience at phrasing. Normally we wouldn't phrase this piece this way. It's okay, we can handle this one. But the point is, between each phrase, we want a little silence. You're going to lift the hand up, bring it back down. So to do the first two measures here for you, it's this way. Just lift it up and bring it back down so you get a little silence between them. It really comes in handy a little later on when the music gets more involved and so forth. So try and get this now. I already talked about counting before. I don't want to repeat it. It's a 4/4 time. So I'm going to give us 4 counts. So let's play this together. Just quarter notes and half notes. You should be able to do that. So go ahead and put your left hand up here in C position. We call it C position again because C is the bottom note. Remember Remember in the right hand we had C position up here? Well, C position can be anywhere as long as C is the bottom note, because you got here and here, wherever. So this C, but there's only one C on the keyboard that matches up with that C, the first note in this piece, and it's here. So that's where the hand goes. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Let's do the second line, Au Clair de la Lune, again for the left hand. So 4/4 time. Now we got a whole note mixed in and all the other stuff I've already talked about. I don't want to repeat it. If you are getting confused, please go back and watch the previous video again and read the stuff in the book prior to this. Now you might mention, there's no phrasing. Well, I don't know what to do. Well, when there's no phrasing, actually you can do anything you want, pretty much. But generally speaking, we would just play it as if the whole thing is phrased. We'd play it all connected. We call it legato. It's connected. It's smooth and even. Can't do smooth on a piano. That's not an instrument for smooth. But you can connect the notes. So we just connect the notes as best you can throughout the whole thing. So I'm going to give us 4 counts. Again, is in C position. Now let's play this together. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4, off.